a TBN film on. So we watched this TBN film called The Perfect Gift. And in that perfect gift there was he was referred to as a jobbing carpenter that just floated into this quiet American town and started changing things. It didn't take long for people to realise this is actually Jesus here and doing stuff. And they're preparing a nativity scene out in the street just outside the church. And he sits down on the step and the little children come up to him and say, "Come on in, folks, come on in." I'll wait a moment. Come on, grab yourself a seat. Come on and relax. So the children brought this carpenter a book, and it was called The Night Before Christmas. And they said to him, "Can you read this book to us?" And he picked the book up and said, "Actually, let me tell you a different story." He said it was the night before Christmas. A beautiful young girl and her devoted carpenter had been travelling to the devoted carpenter's hometown. Now the beautiful young girl was about to have a baby, and the devoted carpenter was her new husband. She'd been riding on the back of a donkey for 3 days and 3 nights. She was so tired she could hardly hold her head up. But when they got to the devoted carpenter's hometown, there was no place for them to stay. And back then there weren't hotels at every corner of every street. So the devoted carpenter remembered a place where animals stayed. Now it wasn't clean. It wasn't even made for people. But it was the best they had. So the devoted carpenter took the beautiful young girl and made her a soft place in the hay, right next to a mother goat and her 3 little ones. While the beautiful young girl lay there, she knew it was time. Her baby was about to be born right there in that place where the animals stayed. Not far from there, some shepherds were working in the fields, making sure that none of their sheep wandered off so they could be ready to move out when the morning came. While the shepherds were sitting on the hill, listening to the silence of the countryside, they were almost knocked over by what they saw. There was a great angel right in front of them, shining so bright they almost had to look away, but they couldn't. Chills ran down the shepherd's spine when the great angel spoke. He said, "Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. I'm here to tell you something amazing. Right now, in a little town not far from here, God has come down to earth for a visit." The shepherds could not believe their ears and said, "God, the one who made the universe and everything in it, has come down here?" And the angel said, "Yes. Unbelievably as it seems, tonight, God is a baby. And he's lying in a trough, in a place where the animals stay. He's come here to give everyone in the world a gift. And after tonight, the world will never be the same again." As the great angel said that, the sky was suddenly filled with great angels. Too many for the shepherds to count, and the light was so bright it looked like the moon had exploded. And the great angel were all singing like a giant rock concert in the sky. The great angel sang with the volume turned all the way up. It's time to celebrate, because God has come to earth for a visit. Because God can do anything. And after tonight, the world will never be the same again. Back in the devoted carpenter's hometown, the baby that was God, come to earth for a visit, lay fast asleep in the beautiful young girl's arms. And the cows he created watched him sleep. And up in the rafters, the dove that he'd cover with feathers watched him sleep. And the donkey he made watched him sleep. And sitting close by, the devoted carpenter watched him sleep as he wiped the beads of sweat from the beautiful young girl's cheek. And the carpenter thought to himself that the world would never be the same again because God has come down for a visit. I love that. I love the way he put it. That's beautiful. I've got it written there. If anybody wants a copy of that.